Hi guys and welcome to my channel. It's Hila here, Saturday Night Stitch. I hope you're doing well and that you're keeping safe. Today's post, it's more kind of like a catch-up post to kind of let you know what I've been to show you some of my sewing plans that I'm super excited about because I'm actually sewing for somebody else, which is a nice feeling. And yeah, and just to catch up with you guys. So basically, it's summer here in England. So we've been having some glorious sunny weather, which is really awesome for my gardens, as you may or may not know, especially if you follow over my other lifestyle channel over on House of Hila. I love gardening. I've got a vegetable garden where I'm growing a lot of vegetables, and I've also got a flower garden where I grow a lot of flowers. And I love flowers, which is why in my sewing I tend to go for bright and bold floral prints. So that has been requiring a lot of my time, which I don't mind. I'm more than happy to do that because I love gardening. It's also my self-care. It's a place where I de-stress and I release all of the anxieties or stresses that I have. And on top of that, there's been the homeschooling because our children aren't yet back in school and it's looking like they won't be back until September. So the homeschooling has taken on a much bigger role, and that has been requiring a lot of time and effort on my part, which consequently means that the thing that has fallen behind mostly is the editing of the videos. I have been able to sew. I've been really feeling inspired to do a lot of sewing, and I've been doing a lot of pattern drafting. I'm going to show you a book that I got that I'm absolutely loving in terms of doing my own pattern drafting. But first of all, my sewing plans, right? So I know exactly what are the next 3 sewing projects that I'm going to sew, and they are for my sister, which I'm very, very happy about. So my sister's got a very different taste aesthetic to mine. So she kind of likes more of the darker colors and really quite vintagey style prints. And so when she came up to me, she was like, "Oh, I really love a wrap dress." I was like, "Well, let me sew one for you." And so we had a look at some fabrics. We ordered quite a lot of samples because somebody who's never actually done any dressmaking, you kind of have to make sure that when they see what they see on a screen, what that might translate to as a real life thing. So I was just very much like, we're going to take all the time that we need to order in the samples so that you can see and choose what you know is right, because I'm not going to sew this for you and then you're going to be like, actually I don't like it. So by the end of the process, I must have got something like 20 samples of different pieces of fabric, which was a very interesting process in itself because I was getting to see fabrics that I normally would not have been interested in selecting myself, but a few of them I was kind of like, I could actually use that. So yeah, so that was quite fun. So the first thing that I'm going to make here is a wrap dress because she absolutely loved my DVF wrap dress that I made up a few months ago actually now, and I've been wearing it quite a lot. I'm kind of going through a wrap dress phase right now. I'm just loving wearing my wrap dress. As you can see, I'm wearing this one, which is a pattern easy wrap dress. Just show it to you. I've had to put a pin on here because of being in quarantine and not being able to go to the gym or do any sort of the active lifestyle that I led before, where I take the kids to school and to all of their various after school clubs. I have put on a few inches around my bust and around my hip area as well. So I'm finding that a lot of the things that I made to fit me perfectly, especially around the bust, they're kind of getting a bit gapey. So I've been using safety pins, which isn't a problem. But yeah, so these are the fabrics that I'm going to use to make a wrap dress for my sister and I'm going to use the DVF wrap dress, which I will show you over here, the sewing pattern, which I think has been one of the best investments as far as sewing patterns are concerned, because I've got plans to make other ones because it's just got such a fabulous and fantastic fit. And the pattern also works for woven fabrics as well as jersey fabrics because it's got darts. So absolutely awesome. So the first one is an art gallery fabric that she chose, and I think that she's got really excellent taste. I wouldn't have been interested in this. This is a rayon chalice, which is like a viscosy style, and it's called Meadow Dim. As you can see, it's got like a really beautiful drape. It's lightweight. It's art gallery fabric, so you know you're getting good quality. So there we go. Look at that. It's very bright. It wasn't a fabric that ever caught my eye because this has been on It's been on the Minerva site for quite a while, but it had never caught my eye. But she saw it, we got the samples, and as part of the samples, she was absolutely sure that this is the one that she wants. So this is going to be a DVF wrap dress. It's going to be so exciting to actually sew for somebody else. Can't tell you how excited I am about that. I mean, I sew for my husband, and bless him, he is such a loving, wonderful, enabling husband, but I'm not sure that he would ever say, it's a fly. It's summer here in England. I'm not going to complain about the flies, though, because we only get them when we're getting really hot summer. But my husband, where was I? Yeah. But my husband, bless him, he's just like, everything is fine, he's lovely and all that, which makes him lovely. But actually working with my sister, who's very straightforward and goes to the jugular, and she will tell me if she doesn't like something, is a different kettle of fish altogether. Okay, so then the other thing that I'm going to be making for her is some I can never pronounce it. They're Thai Fisherman Pants. They're called the Neolim pants, but it's using this stone-washed linen fabric. Now, it's a little bit on the thicker side in terms of linen, so almost slightly canvas weight, but it's got a really lovely texture, really lovely slubby texture. And because of its thickness, you don't really get to see through it at all. So I have used a similar fabric before in red, and I made myself the Thai fisherman trousers, and my sister really liked them, and so she wanted me to make them for her. So I was like, I'm gonna make those for you, and we're using this fabric here. So that's going to be fun. But interestingly, she's got kind of like a capsule wardrobe going. So that's the kind of person that she is. She likes for everything to go together, unlike me. And then the last thing is a Ponte Fabric. And I actually like this. I'm going to get myself some of this to make myself a dress. But look at that. It's a really lovely Ponte duck colored with kind of like a, I want to say a French style. This kind of reminds me of French wallpaper if it wasn't so dark, though, but the style, I'm so sorry about the sunlight ruining, you can see that, but this is a Ponte, and it's a really strong Ponte, and by strong Ponte, I mean that this is the sort of fabric that you could also use for a pattern that is meant for wovens as well, because it can hold structure much better than anything that is more lightweight. But I think that this is going to be amazing. So for this one, I'm actually going to be drafting a pattern for her, because she's shown me the inspiration that she wants, and it's kind of like a pinafore dress. I went through all of the pinafore dress patterns that I have, like the Nina Lee, Camden, and all of these other ones, but she was kind of like, nah, not quite like this. So she, we ended up being like, hey, I've got the pattern drafting skills, okay? Draw it up for me, and then we're going to make it. And so she drew it up, and so I'm going to have to draft that for her. So those are the 3 sewing projects that I'm going to be working on over the next 3 Saturdays. So basically, I'm having every Saturday, I'm getting sewing done, which is pretty awesome and amazing. And I cannot wait to show you the projects. I just have to have the time to edit. So I've recorded the footage, but it's just finding the time to do the editing and get the videos out there. But in terms of the pattern drafting, I have been on a pattern drafting bend lately, and I've been reading a lot about pattern drafting, especially from vintage now. And that comes from the fact that I've been, collecting a lot of vintage sewing magazines, and kind of really getting an appreciation of the craft and skill that has been involved in doing vintage stuff. So I thought, hang on, why don't I check out some vintage pattern drafting books as well? And I found the books by Natalie Bray, and I've got 2 of them. This is the one that's currently on my bedside table that I've been reading, and this is fascinating stuff. It is so incredibly in detail, and the things that they are explaining, I haven't seen those things in any of the modern books, and it's just been awesome. And I picked this up on eBay. Yeah, I picked it up on eBay, so it's quite affordable, but the knowledge that you're getting in here is amazing. And I'll do a separate video about the pattern drafting books, because I've got about 10 pattern drafting books, but there's several that I just keep going back to in my pattern when I've been doing the pattern drafting, which at the current moment, almost every second project, every other project that I'm doing is a self-drafted pattern. So it's quite a lot of fun. Okay, so that's it, guys. So that's a very quick video showing you my sewing plans and some of the pattern drafting stuff that I have been into. And I'm also working on creating my own dress form because I'm doing a lot more pattern drafting and I need it to be more accurate. So yeah, but videos, sorry they're not coming out as much, but I promise you as soon as things it kind of settle down a little bit more and I have a bit more time to edit, I hope to be getting out more of the finished garments items. But if you are subscribed and you turn on your notifications, I think you can get my story posts, or yeah, because I do put up some of the things that I'm making on stories, and so you might get a little bit of an idea of what's coming ahead. So yeah, that's it. I hope you are looking after yourself. I hope that you are well and you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. And until I see you next time, guys, happy sewing. Bye.